All right, more. President Obama's liberal allies in the mainstream media are flocking to the defense of UN Ambassador Susan Rice for the role that she played in this administration's cover-up of the Benghazi terrorist attack. And once again, they're using the race card to do it. This time, it is coming from the Washington Post in an article written by the editorial board titled, quote, "The GOP's bizarre attack on Susan Rice." It reads in part, quote, "Could it be, as members of the Congressional Black Caucus are charging, that the signatories of the letter are targeting Miss Rice because she is an African-American woman?" Now, they deny that, and we can't know their hearts. What we do know is that more than 80 of the signatories are white, male, and nearly half are from states of the former Confederacy. Pretty unbelievable. Joining me with reaction, Democratic strategist Michael Brown, Fox News contributor Deneen Borelli. I don't even know where to begin here. Everybody knew within a day, 2 days, 3 days, that this was a terror attack, except the Obama White House. 5 Sunday shows. The president 2 weeks later can't answer if it's a terrorist attack. You call him out on it, and we go right back to campaign mode. Race card, war on women. Is this what we're going to get now for the next 4 years, if you disagree?
Absolutely right. I totally agree with you. Listen, you can't color code criticism. This is nothing to do about her skin color, Susan Rice. It's all about her competency.
Or her gender.
She misled the American people. That is what happened. Americans want answers. Those poor families of these American heroes who were killed. Playing the race card has totally taken that off the table, and now the debate has been shifted to about someone's race when in fact it has nothing to do about race.
Michael, I've known you a long time. We disagree on politics. You don't play the race card. And all the time that I've known you, have never come on this program and said something that is racial or accused Republicans that you disagree with of having some type of racist motives. Isn't there a danger in this strategy, the dog whistle strategy of NBC commentators, for example?
Yes, absolutely, and I agree. I don't think it has anything to do with race or gender. I think it's flat out politics. I think you and I will probably agree on that, and we'll agree. And I think that's just what this is about. But I think in all fairness to Ambassador Rice, she was given particular information, and that's what she relayed. I think a lot of folks rely on folks, subordinates, and people that you rely on related to information, and that's the information she shared with the American people. That doesn't make her a liar. It doesn't make her incompetent. It means that she got information that wasn't correct.
Let me agree with you to a point. I don't blame her as much as I do the president 2 weeks later when asked a direct question. He's still referring to a YouTube video that had nothing to do with it. Our State Department was watching this in real time. David Petraeus said he knew almost instantaneously this was a terror attack.
Well, where was Hillary Clinton? Where was Petraeus to go on these national televisions the way Susan Rice did? I think she was set up. How come the Washington Post isn't investigating who put her up to this and who made her the scapegoat in this?
Well, that may be actually the most fair analysis I've heard.
I probably won't agree with that.
I
probably won't agree with that.
Why not?
Because I think when you look back at the tenure of Condoleezza Rice, for example, and the whole weapons of mass destruction,
they were
never there. They were never found. Why isn't it simple? It's the exact same thing.
She was given all kinds of names, called all kinds of names, and then
exactly.
those on the left trying to play the race
and now
card,
people on the right are trying to do the same thing.
But did the Washington editorial board, did members of the Republican Party accuse critics of Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice of being racist? No, that didn't happen.
Well, you'll never hear me defend the Washington Post. However, I do think
they don't like you either.
No, they do not. But there are some issues, though, related to the parallels between Condoleezza Rice's tenure and Susan Rice's, related to kind of what goes on when people make mistakes.
Listen,
and that doesn't mean it doesn't mean people are liars or incompetent. It means the information they were given was incorrect.
I question her credibility because she just went along with those talking points. If she's so bright and smart, she should have done some research and come to the conclusion that this was the anniversary of September 11th. That's a hint and a half for anybody.
Well, she is bright and smart. She'll go down as one of the brightest and smartest people in government.
The president and the administration, in the middle of an election, did not want the truth to come out about Benghazi. They knew better than what they were saying. That level of dishonesty, you've got to admit 2 weeks later, you knew it was a terrorist attack, and the president's blaming a YouTube video. Everybody knew, but he wouldn't say it. And he wouldn't say it because he wanted to get reelected. That ought to be troublesome to everybody, Democrat or Republican.
Well, he also could have not been saying because he wasn't sure. And I think that's also what a leader, what a leader does. A leader makes sure before they could put the information out that they have all the correct information. Exactly. I'm not suggesting. No one's suggesting the chain.
If he wasn't sure,
the chain wasn't correct related to the information, but that doesn't make people incompetent or liars, and that's what people on your side of the aisle are accusing people of.
If he wasn't sure, then he shouldn't have said it was a YouTube video.
And they shouldn't have sent Susan Rice out to talk about this. It's not even her area.
I agree, just like they shouldn't have sent Condoleezza Rice out to say they're weapons of mass destruction when there
were. The
weren't.
Black Caucus questioned her work ethics under Bill Clinton because of her relationship with African
I've never heard
leaders.
anything about her work ethic. She's one of the smartest people in government.
So why is it such a double standard that it's a race card being played now when under Bill Clinton it wasn't about race?
The bottom line is it's ugly. If you say the word Chicago, racist. If you say urban, racist. You know what? There are real racists, and we diminish the meaning and the impact against real racists by it's like the person that calls wolf. You just cannot, and it's now a general tactic
but this is
that's
what
dividing
the country. Does. They do it all the time, and they do it effectively. Why do you think over 90% of blacks voted for Obama with the left playing the race card?
Maybe because they cared about his policies, and the policies of the Republican Party didn't work to African Americans.
Listen, it's ineffective.
Well, how do you make the argument that 39%, 40% of white folks voted for Obama too? How do you make that argument?
You make the argument
doesn't make any sense. Your argument makes no sense.
We got to run. It's an ugly but effective campaign tactic.
It is effective.
It's ugly, though.
And it's unfortunate because it's dividing the country.
All right, guys, good to see you both. Appreciate it.
Thank you.